What I say briefly is that the majority of the states of the G20 are federal states, and on top of it, of the list, the most of the federal states in the world, they come from the British tradition or the Iberian tradition. This means something. And when we look to the current situation of the United Kingdom and Spain, we see that the debate on the future of these states has many federal aspects. I am talking about the proposal that Premier Cameron made after the Scottish referendum, or the current debate in Spain on the reform of the constitution. I am myself a constitutional father in Spain. I was member of the parliament in '77 when we drafted the constitution, and our aim, I'm talking about the line of the Socialist Party, was to make a federal state. As a matter of fact, the current autonomous state is 80% federal, and we are in favor of, personally I'm in favor, and my party too, of achieving this process, building a federal state. Moreover, in Europe we are creating a new political creature, a new political organization, namely the European Union, that since the beginning, in the founding declaration, the aim was to build a federal Europe. So I think that this SA can contribute to the current European debate, to the debate on our future in UK and Spain, and as I have seen yesterday in the debate and with the presence of the Chief Minister and many Gibraltarian friends, well, this can be helpful in order to see our future relationship.
As you mentioned, one of the initial objectives of the European Union was federalization, but with the EU currently facing difficult times, is this still an achievable dream?
Well, today there is a meeting of the Eurogroup talking about the question that is called Grexit. Well, the monetary union is a federal union in Europe. The problem for the UK is that it doesn't participate, but they signed it in the treaty, and it's up to the UK to decide their future in their relation with the UK. But what is working now in Europe in the framework of the treaties, and especially in the monetary union, is a clearly federal state. Our problem is that we have created a federalist monetary union, but not a political union, and this is one of our contradictions, and this is one of our problems when we want to answer to the crisis, because we are lacking. Our problem is not only austerity. Our problem is that the lack of confidence, of trust, and trust is a very important value in politics, and this is the problem we suffer. On the future relation of the UK, look, the Blair government, they announced a referendum on the adoption of the euro. They didn't do it. Now Cameron government says that he wants to hold a new referendum on the future relationship of the UK and the European Union. Well, I think that first he wants to win the next elections, because if he doesn't win the next elections, then will be no referendum. So it's not up to me to say what the British have to decide. What I can say as a citizen, I'm no more member of the European Parliament, is that we can try to debate with the British government, but we are not ready and willing to change the rules of the club because one government wants to change. And I think one of the main problems in the last years is the accumulation of opt-ins out from the British side. And this, you know that when all the time you are speaking about opting outs and that you don't want to participate, at the end of the day this leads to the divorce. And I'm not in favor of this, but this is the real problem.
Your talk was introduced by Chief Minister Fabian Picardo. As I'm sure you're aware, relations between Gibraltar and Spain have been somewhat strained as of late. With elections coming up, do you see the situation improving?
Well, I was member of the Spanish government that opened the fence, the frontier. And we were I'm talking about 84, and I think it was a sound and major decision that created new opportunities, because it was just the moment in which we were before becoming member of the European Community at that time. And if you look to the Lisbon and the Brussels Agreement, we were in favor of not only of opening the frontier, but of creating a new situation in our relationship. That is a relationship between two states and one overseas territory of one of the states. I think we didn't make enough progress. The socialist government of Zapatero with Minister Moratinos and Jimenez, they tried to improve. I do think that there was not a very proactive answer from the British and the Gibraltarian side, but well, we can discuss this. But in this moment, I do think that between two allies and neighbors and in the case of the Gibraltarians too, I do not think that this is the right way to have relationship, not to talk, even if there are big differences. I think that we share the future. I think that we are very related in the economic, and cultural, and all the aspects of life. And I am in favor of relaunching the dialogue. I want my party to win the election. That's normal. But I do think that if my party is going to rule again, we would have no problem of not launching a new policy, but on working on the policy that we followed in a very consistent and clear way since the 80s.
With your years of experience in politics, could you give us a prediction for the upcoming Spanish elections?
Well, my prediction is that we are beginning a marathon. I don't want this marathon to be a Russian roulette, but I do think that beginning with Andalusia, I think that we have chances of recovering, I mean the Socialist Party. But in any case, the political landscape in this moment is very volatile. But we are in a moment in which we are coming out of the crisis. We are trying we have to recover one of the many aspects of the welfare state that were broken with the crisis. And I think we have to work in order to be able to find a new future for the Spanish economy and for reinvigorating the democracy, because I think that besides the job creation and the relaunching of the economy, there is a very important aspect of moral rearmament of the society in fighting corruption and in being able to recover in this sense. Then, well, if we have this marathon, I think it is important to see what the people think. But I think that it's important, well, in democracy, elections are the big day. And as I have said, this will be a marathon. And I hope that the most resilient will be able to win.